The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Sheriff Morgan from CBS 5 here. How do you expect any of us to believe any of this? You have two investigators who are in business together, and their business is peddling conspiracy theories.
Well, first of all, I think that's an insult.
It's
Big insult, because that's all you want to talk about. You don't want to look at the evidence. Look at the evidence and forget who's in bed with who. Look at the evidence. Talk about the evidence.
Your investigator, one of them, has never met a conspiracy theory he hasn't put his arms around. The other one...
Go ahead. Finish with the other one.
And
he's going to answer.
The other one is making money off of this.
Oh, gee.
Okay.
Together, how much money have you made off of this?
Made? Absolutely zero. Let me tell you about this so-called book. The mainstream media will not put this information out. That book that you're referring to is nothing more than that last press conference in writing for those that want to understand more about it. Let me finish. Let me finish. I didn't make anything leave on that book when I left for Hawaii. Coming back from Hawaii for a month in a pile of envelopes was a check for $700, and subsequently another one came 2 weeks later for $630. I didn't even know it was there. The publisher called me and goes, "Hey, did you cash the checks?" I wasn't expecting a check. Got about $1,500 total that went directly to my church. I've made nothing off of that book. I didn't do this to make any money off of a book. And as far as a conspiracy theorist, I had no idea this stuff was going on when the sheriff called me. This is not something that captured my attention. But when you start something like this and the evidence starts to take you in a direction, all of a sudden, what sounds like a conspiracy may not be a conspiracy at all. There's evidence to substantiate this. You're looking at almost a year of my life into this, and we have more evidence to say it is not what it purports itself to be than what it is.
Mr. Zullo, can you
Sir.
clear up some questions about your background in law enforcement?
What do you want to know?
Yeah. How many years did you work for the Demarest Police Department?
5.
And how long of that portion of the time were you a detective?
Almost the entire time. They took me out of uniform extremely young. I also started as a reserve officer there prior to that. So I had street time there. On top of that, let me finish for you. 6.5, 7 years as a licensed investigator in the state of New Jersey, owning my own corporation before I moved out here in 1993.
The state of New Jersey says you were only a licensed investigator for 2 years, sir.
The one that I owned. Worked for other people. You got to check your facts.
Can we, hold on, can we get back to the investigation? And by the way, you want to question my credentials? At 50 years in law enforcement, you want to
Well,
my
Sheriff, it would
credentials?
seem that if this were a real investigation, you'd be saving this for a judge and jury or a prosecutor.
Well, I hope that comes one day. I hope that
I mean, what happens?
no,
if
I
you
hope
get
that
all the
I
evidence
hope
out
that
in front?
Congress, I mean, they're busy investigating hookers in the Secret Service or the GSA and spending money. It's about time that Congress looked into, and they're looking at the Fast and Furious. It's about time that Congress looked at this.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.